Salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum, Husna Khan. Two more ayat today, inshallah. These are also long ayat. We'll begin right away. وَيَوْمَ يَقُولُ نَادُوا شُرَكَائِيَ الَّذِينَ زَعَمْتُمْ فَدَعَوْهُمْ فَلَمْ يَسْتَجِيبُوا لَهُمْ وَجَعَلْنَا بَيْنَهُمْ مَوْبِقًا. That's a long ayah. Now, we'll start with the word yawma. What do you notice is unusual about the word yawma?
It's light?
Yeah, that's right, it's light. Yawma is light because it is in fact a mudaf. When you get more advanced in your Arabic studies, which is pretty soon, you're going to see that not every time do you need to have a mudaf, mudaf ilayh, and they're both isms. Some strange cases do exist where a mudaf is an ism and the mudaf ilayh is actually a fi'l. That happens too. Okay? So, but the fi'l is where you were expecting jar to be. Okay? But it's not really jar because it's not even an ism.
Yeah.
So they come up with a term for that. But anyway, yawma is the day on which. The day on which. We're not going to say the day of, like typically when you translate a mudaf you use of, but not with yawma. You're going to say the day on which. Okay? So that's actually probably the most common case of a mudaf anyway. That comes unusually. Okay? Then yaqulu is the present tense. Do you know what that means?
Say, he says.
He says. So, وَيَوْمَ يَقُولُ وَيَوْمَ يَقُولُ.
The day in which he says.
The day on which he says. Now we get nadu shurakai. Nadu, now the question is, what could nadu be? Really the question is, what could it be? And you have again 4 options. Your options are either it's an ism, or it's a past tense, or it's a present tense, or it's a command. Repeat those 4 for me.
Ism, past tense, present tense, command.
Right. Now, the reason this is probably not an ism is because there's an alif at the end.
Yeah.
Even though in the mushaf sometimes that rule is broken, but most of the time you'll be right. So just stick with it, okay? If you see a waw alif at the end, that alif is silent, that probably means it's not an ism. What options are left? Past tense, present tense,
and
command.
Command.
Right? Now, the reason this is probably not a present tense is what?
Because it has no beginning sound.
There's no beginning. Like yata, alif, for noon. It's not like it's going to be adu and yadu and not. It's not going to be like that. Okay? So, present tense is gone. Then the only 2 left are past tense and command. And now that's tricky.
It can't be command.
Actually, it is.
It is?
Yeah. It is command. It's an irregular command. You haven't learned irregulars yet. This is what's called naqis. But you will learn soon enough. So for now, I'm helping you out. If you guessed that this was a past tense, like huwa nada, huma nada, hum nadu, like that, it was a good guess, but that's actually not true. This is actually from anta nadi. Like commands are supposed to be lightest at the end, but some commands are weird. They, instead of being lightest at the end, they end with a kasra at the end or some kind of a haraka at the end. And those are strange kinds of commands. Okay? I'll give you a little introduction to them, even though that's not your lesson today, but it's good to kind of, start thinking ahead a little bit, okay? So you have the word yahdi. Okay? Yahdi. He guides. That's the word. Okay? And let's just say that the anta version is anta tahdi.
Tahdi.
Right? Now, the thing is, technically there's a sukoon on the ya. You don't put a haraka. You don't say yahdi you. Right? When you said yansuru, you did say yansuru, but you don't say yahdi you. You don't do that. You just say what? Yahdi. Or if somebody's praying, you say yusalli or anta. If it's huwa yusalli, so it's anta.
Tusalli.
Yeah, it's like that. Tusalli. Now these guys are irregular because they end with a vowel. Like they end with a ya. The vowels in Arabic are alif, waw, and ya. Okay? Now the question is, how do you make a command? Well, you make a command by getting rid of the ta, and you add an alif if necessary. You remember that rule, right? So if I do tahdi, I'm going to erase tusalli for a second. If I do tahdi and I follow the rules, then I'll be left with that, right? Now do you think that requires an alif or no?
Yes.
It does. So I'm going to put an alif here. And the haraka on the alif comes from where? Do you remember?
Second last letter.
So which should the haraka be?
Ihdi.
Ihdi. But then the other rule was you have to make the ending lightest.
Yeah.
This is actually the normal version for this weird word. This is the normal version because your starting point is always your normal version. So that's how we started. So this is not the lightest version.
Okay.
Okay. The light version The light version of it will be with a fatha. That's what, like yansuru becomes what? Yansu.
Yansur.
But the question really is, you don't want to make a command light, you want to make a command lightest. So what do? Well, what you do is you get rid of the ya altogether. The normal version is yahdi. The light version is yahdiya.
Yahdiya.
And the lightest version is yahdi. Like the ya altogether is
Gone. Yahdi.
What do you have left?
Ihdi.
And so when you read in the Fatiha, Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim, guide us. Get it?
Okay.
That's where that command comes from. Okay? Now, I'm going to take you two more actually. Again, this is not officially a rule, but I like introducing you ahead now for what's coming in the future a little bit. So it'll be kind of like, it's not the first time you're getting hit with it. So the word was tusalli. Yeah? Try to follow the rules and make it a command.
Okay, so you take off the da.
Okay, will do. Make it lightest. How do you make a word like this lightest?
Take off the ya.
That's right.
So it becomes salli.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin. Right? We don't have a ya in it. Say salli. If you tell somebody to pray, say salli. If it's a girl, it's tusallina. And so it's just salli, like a longer, because you just get rid of the noon. Okay? Now, oops. Now I'll make it a little bit easier. Tunaduna means all of you call. Tunaduna means all of you call. What's the command?
Nadu. So that's what the word is?
That's what the word is. Nadu. Okay? That's where it came from. Now, it's actually, the original is anta nadi, and antum nadu. Because the ya was gone altogether. It used to have yunadi with a ya at the end.
Yeah.
But just like the examples I showed you, that ya is gone. Okay? Not too confusing, is it?
No.
Okay. So nadu means all of you call. The day on which he says, all of you call.
Call.
Shuraka'i. Shuraka. You know what sharik is? Like la sharika lahu.
No.
Sharik is a partner.
Partner.
What is shirk? The crime of putting a partner next to Allah.
Okay.
Right? So shuraka are partners. Now, shuraka'i, what do you think that means?
My partners?
That's right. Nadu shuraka'i.
Call my partners?
The day on which he says, call my partners. Alladhina. Who?
The ones who?
Yeah. Call my partners who?
Who?
Za'amtum. What kind of word do you think that is?
Antum za'amtum.
Good. So, what kind of word is it?
A fi'l?
Fi'l, not enough. There are three kinds of fi'l that...
Fi'l, past, madi.
Madi. Good. Za'amtum, who you assumed. To assume.
Who you assumed, okay.
Don't forget now. Za'amtum is you assumed. So, the day on which he says, call my partners, the one you assumed, meaning the ones you assumed existed, the ones you assumed that are going to help you on Judgment Day. Okay? Fa.
So.
Da'awhum.
Da'awhum.
What's da'wa? Mama sometimes does a dawat.
Speech?
No. Think.
Message.
Invitation.
Okay.
What does za'ama mean?
Za'ama?
We just did it.
Assume.
Good. What does da'a mean? Invite. Now, you did huwa nasarahuma nasarahum nasaru. When I first taught it to you, I said sometimes the plural, nasaru, sounds like that. Some other words sound like aw instead of u. But it's the same thing.
So
this is an example of aw. So it's a past tense.
Okay.
So what did they do?
So they called them.
فَلَمْ يَسْتَجِيبُوا لَهُمْ. Istajaba, yastajibu, istijabatan means
Answer.
to answer. Very good. Okay, very good. فَلَمْ يَسْتَجِيبُوا. I'm going to let you translate this.
So they did not respond.
Very good. Where'd you get the did not from?
Lam.
Very good. Why is there a noon missing at the end of yastajibu? Why isn't it yastajibuna? Like huwa yastajibu, huma yastajibani, hum yastajibuna.
No.
Yeah. Why isn't it there?
Because of lam.
Which makes it...
Light.
That's the wrong answer.
No, wait, it's lighter. Sorry. Lighter.
No, nose. Okay.
Ow.
That one clicked. فَلَمْ يَسْتَجِيبُوا لَهُمْ.
So they did not respond to them.
To them. وَجَعَلْنَا.
And we made
Good. وَجَعَلْنَا بَيْنَهُمْ.
between them.
We made between them. موبقا. Mawbiqan is a deadly canyon. Like Allah caused a canyon to appear between people. Okay? وَجَعَلْنَا بَيْنَهُمْ مَوْبِقًا. Or between them and their false gods.
Okay.
People they used to call. وَجَعَلْنَا بَيْنَهُمْ مَوْبِقًا. Mawbiqan, once again, a deadly canyon. Okay?
Okay.
A gap. Last ayah. وَرَأَى.
It's huara'a.
Good. It's huwa ra'a. And if you have huwa, then you might have an outside. Good. See if you have one.
Al-mujrimuna.
Very good, which means criminal. So what does wara al-mujrimuna mean?
Ra'asi. And the criminals saw.
Good. You translated in the past tense correctly. And the criminals saw. What did they see?
Fire.
Why is it fire nasab?
Because it's a detail.
More specifically, what kind of detail?
Maf'ul bihi.
Good. What did they see? Maf'ul bihi. They saw the fire. The criminals saw the fire. فَظَنُّوا.
Dhanna means what?
To think.
And they...
And?
No, so they thought
So they thought, أَنَّهُمْ.
that they...
Excellent. They thought that they مُوَاقِعُوهَا. What do you think this is? Or how many words is it? And then what's...
Muwaqi'uha.
Good.
It's
Okay.
2 words.
2 words. Now what kind of word is muwaqi'u is the question. How many options do you have? Repeat those 4 options to me.
Ism, past tense, present tense, and command. It's not a command.
Good.
Or present.
Okay.
Past.
Well, how would it work? What are the past tenses you know? Give me any past tense you know. You don't know.
Nasra.
Okay. Nasara, darasa, allama. Does any of that sound like muwaqi'?
No.
Any isms you know?
Any ism?
Any isms?
Dab.
Okay. What chart did you memorize?
The Muslim chart?
Muslim, Mujahid, Mudarris, Muallim.
Okay, so it's an ism?
It's an ism fa'il, which when you review sarf you'll see again. Anyway, so if it's an ism, then what is muwaqi'uha? What's that grammatically? How are they connected to each other?
Mudaf and mudaf ilayh.
Very good. It's a mudaf and mudaf ilayh. Muwaqi'uha is a mudaf ilayh. Muwaqi'un, run through it.
Muwaqi'un, muwaqi'an, muwaqi'an, muwaqi'ani, muwaqi'aini, muwaqi'aini, muwaqi'una, muwaqi'una.
That's muwaqi'una. This is muwaqi'una. And it had to be light, no alif lam, because it's a mudaf. That's why the noon went away. So muwaqi'una became muwaqi'u. Okay? Muwaqi', the one who falls. Muwaqi'uha, the faller of it means the faller in it. Okay? So the one falling in it, basically. Okay? فَظَنُّوا, so they thought, أَنَّهُمْ,
they were the ones
that they are falling in it, meaning they're bound to fall in it. When the canyon appeared, they realized, or they thought, oh, and they're about to fall in it. وَلَمْ يَجِدُوا.
And they did not. What does yajida mean?
وَجَدَ يَجِدُ. You've asked several times now. Yes, yes.
Oh, okay, and they did not find
Anha,
about it.
or from it in this case.
They
Okay.
did not find from it
Masrifa. Masrif means an escape.
an escape. They did not find it. They did not find from it an escape.
Let's walk through it again and we're done. وَيَوْمَ يَقُولُ نَادُ.
And the day in which
On which?
And the day on which he says, "Call my partners." The ones who assumed.
The ones who you assumed.
The ones who you assumed. And they called them. So they did not respond. They did not respond to them. And we created and we made between them a deathly canyon. Okay. And the criminals saw the fire, and they thought that they were the ones who fell in it,
or they're going to fall in it.
They're going to fall in it, and they did not find an escape from it.
Very good. Tomorrow when we start, we're going to start from the first 2 ayat, then these 2 ayat, then go to the next 2 ayat. You're going to translate those for me first.
Okay.
Piece by piece by piece, and then we're going to go to the next 2 ayat. Okay, so be ready for that.
All right.
Ayahs number 50, 51, 52, and 53. Study them on your own. No translation. Read the ayat and think about what we discussed, and then we'll move on. Okay? Because I don't want you to just keep moving on. I want you to really know these ayat well by the time we're done. Okay?
Okay.
Barakallahu li wa lakum. Very, very good job.